As international tensions escalate to dangerous levels, the United States Air Force launches a high-priority operation involving some of its most advanced aerial platforms: B-1B Lancer, strategic bombers, and F-15E Strike Eagle fighter jets. These aircraft are deployed to deliver rapid, precise strikes deep into enemy territory, serving as a direct warning to adversaries, while also fulfilling tactical objectives. This mission is not just a display of firepower, but a demonstration of how swiftly U.S. forces can transition from preparation to full-scale strike execution in the face of emergent threats. Well before the first light of dawn touches the horizon, activity begins intensifying at a forward-deployed airbase in the Middle East. The base is shrouded in secrecy, and movements around the tarmac are brisk and coordinated. Ground crews dressed in olive-drab uniforms and protective gear gather around rows of munitions laid out beside hardened aircraft shelters. Their task: to arm the B-1B bombers and F-15E jets with high-explosive payloads that will soon be unleashed on pre-designated targets hundreds of miles away. Using specialized bomb-loading vehicles, the crews carefully position the munitions beneath the aircraft. The bombs range from GPS-guided JDAMs, Joint Direct Attack Munitions, to powerful GBU-31 bunker busters capable of penetrating reinforced underground structures. Each weapon is handled with extreme caution, as even the smallest procedural lapse during loading could result in catastrophic consequences for both personnel and aircraft. As the munitions are mounted, technicians and weapons specialists conduct multiple rounds of verification. They check the mounting hardware, verify electrical connections to the release mechanisms, and confirm integration with the aircraft's targeting systems. Every step of this process is double-checked by an independent specialist to minimize any margin for error. Safety, precision, and reliability are paramount. These aircraft will be flying into hostile skies, and everything must function flawlessly. Not far from the bombers, ground crews tend to the F-15Es that will serve as both strikers and escorts. These agile jets are being outfitted with precision, laser-guided bombs and air-to-ground missiles designed for selective targeting of enemy vehicles, radar installations, and mobile units. Their role will be to strike with accuracy and cover the larger bombers, ensuring no airborne threat reaches them during the mission. Inside the readiness building, the pilots begin final preparations. Clad in full flight gear, including G-suits to counteract the immense G-forces encountered during high-speed maneuvers, they review the latest intelligence updates and final mission adjustments. Their expressions are serious and focused. Each one knows the stakes are high and that success depends on flawless execution of every individual role. In a secure command room, the mission commander delivers a final briefing. Detailed maps are projected onto large screens, illustrating flight routes, enemy radar zones, and priority targets. Coordinated strike windows are synchronized down to the second. The pilots and officers review contingencies for enemy air defenses, aerial threats, and emergency return protocols. Every possible scenario is accounted for in this meticulously planned operation. Once the briefing concludes, pilots step outside and head straight for their aircraft. For the B-1B Lancer crew, this means boarding the 4-person cockpit, 2 pilots, and 2 weapon systems officers. Inside the fuselage, they begin initializing the aircraft systems. Navigation, radar, satellite communications, and weapon control interfaces come to life in sequence. Checklists are followed rigorously. The silence of early morning is soon broken by the deep growl of engines coming to life. One by one, the B-1B's 4 General Electric F-101 afterburning turbofan engines roar into action, exhaling heat and power through their massive exhausts. Flames flicker in the darkness as the bomber begins to taxi slowly out of its shelter, its presence dominating the runway. Alongside the bombers, F-15E jets are also being brought to life. Their twin Pratt & Whitney F-100 engines erupt in thunderous blasts as each aircraft pulls out of the armament bay and follows the designated taxi route toward the main runway. Flashing red and white anti-collision lights reflect off the tarmac as they roll forward with controlled urgency. Air traffic controllers clear the runway for departure, and ground personnel guide each aircraft with hand signals and illuminated batons. The scene is a tightly choreographed ballet of movement and communication, underscored by the roar of jet engines and the adrenaline of imminent combat deployment. Every crew member knows their role, and every second counts. The B-1B Lancer is the first to take off. Accelerating down the runway with increasing velocity, the bomber lifts off smoothly despite its massive frame. It climbs rapidly into the night sky, its swept wings adjusting automatically to optimize for speed and altitude. The mission has officially begun. Seconds later, the F-15Es take to the sky. With afterburners ignited, the fighters explode off the runway, trailing flames and vapor as they shoot upward into formation. These jets are fast, agile, and deadly, designed to operate both in support of and independently from the bomber force depending on tactical needs. Once airborne, the strike formation assembles in a tactical pattern. The aircraft fly in coordinated vectors to reduce radar signature while maintaining communication and spatial awareness. The pilots activate secure comms links and begin transmitting status updates. Airborne surveillance assets and AWACS provide overwatch as the group pushes deeper into contested airspace. Inside the B-1B cockpit, systems operators begin scanning for target coordinates using advanced radar and satellite imagery. These inputs are merged with preloaded strike data, allowing the crew to update flight plans in real time. The objective: hit hard, fast, and without giving the enemy time to react or disperse. Meanwhile, the F-15Es maneuver toward lower altitudes, utilizing terrain masking techniques to avoid detection. By flying close to the ground and hugging natural features like ridges and valleys, they reduce their radar cross-section and increase the element of surprise vital in a battlefield saturated with anti-air threats. As the strike group nears its designated release point, the bomb bay doors of the B-1B begin to open. The internal weapon racks rotate into position, and the targeting systems acquire final GPS coordinates. Winds are calculated, altitude confirmed, and weapon readiness verified. The moment of impact is seconds away. Simultaneously, F-15Es begin locking onto their assigned targets. Using onboard laser designators and forward-looking infrared sensors, they mark enemy installations and vehicles for precision engagement. Coordination with drone surveillance assets ensures no target is left unaccounted for. At the designated command, the B-1B releases a full load of JDAMs and bunker-busting bombs. The weapons drop cleanly from the aircraft, streaking downward toward their coordinates. Within seconds, the first explosions erupt across the battlefield, lighting up the night with fireballs and shockwaves. On the ground, the results are immediate and devastating. Ammunition depots, underground command bunkers, and reinforced enemy positions vanish in a cloud of debris. The effectiveness of the strike is confirmed by live video feeds and satellite snapshots transmitted back to command. The F-15Es follow up with surgical strikes, targeting key armored vehicles, radar emitters, and command posts. Each bomb released is guided to its mark with pinpoint accuracy, minimizing collateral damage while maximizing strategic impact. The area is rapidly neutralized. Across the operation zone, radio chatter confirms the destruction of primary and secondary targets. The strike force maintains high situational awareness, adjusting positions as needed and preparing for any retaliatory response from the enemy's air defense network. Some F-15Es circle back for re-attack runs, ensuring no threats remain active. Precision-guided munitions are employed to mop up lingering targets, including mobile launchers and signal jammers that might pose a future risk. With all objectives verified as destroyed, the order to disengage is given. The strike force climbs to a higher altitude and turns back toward home base, flying in defensive formations. Electronic countermeasure systems remain active throughout the return leg to guard against unexpected threats. During the flight back, crews remain alert. Pilots monitor their radar displays for any sign of hostile aircraft or missile launches. Support aircraft such as KC-135 tankers and E-3 AWACS maintain coverage, ensuring that the mission's success is not jeopardized in its final moments. Upon arrival at the airbase, the aircraft make a staggered landing. Ground crews are already in place to assist with recovery and post-flight inspections. As each plane taxis to its designated parking spot, maintenance teams swarm the aircraft to begin rapid diagnostics and damage assessments. The pilots descend from their cockpits, some visibly exhausted, others quietly satisfied. Sweat beads on their foreheads despite the cool night air, a reflection of the tension, focus, and physical strain of high-speed, high-stakes combat flight. They are greeted by fellow airmen with nods of approval. In the mission debriefing room, intelligence officers and flight leaders review every detail of the operation. Video footage from targeting pods, blast radius reports, and post-strike satellite images are analyzed. Tactical successes are noted, while opportunities for improvement are identified for future missions. The operation sends a clear and forceful message. The United States retains the capability and willpower to launch overwhelming aerial strikes on short notice. In a world where conflicts can ignite with little warning, rapid response backed by precision and power is critical to maintaining global deterrence. As the crews rest and prepare for what may come next, the world watches in silence. For America's adversaries, the lesson is unmistakable within seconds. B-1, B-bombers, and F-15 fighters can turn distant threats into smoldering ruins. Air dominance is not just a slogan, it is a reality, enforced with unmatched speed and precision.